There was a time when Government of India decided to computerize offices. There was huge resistance from Kolkata. Virtually every metro accepted that, except Kolkata. They said, no, cholbe na. It will take away our jobs, तो ये नहीं चलने देंगे. To the extent that people kept the computers locked in the room, they did not allow it to open. But gradually, after 1 year, 2 years, they fell in line, and you know that no job was lost. It has enormous potential for developing encryption, servicing, creating databases, distributed ledgers, monitoring of distributed ledgers. So huge potential is there, and that is more intelligent work than somebody putting a stamp and looking at your paper and then giving you a receipt. All the databases have a concept of centralized administrator. That person is the key in the organization. He'll never like to decentralize. All the IT experts are experts of centralized knowledge base. So in that scenario, you're talking of decentralizing. It is complete 180-degree departure. I handled a couple of projects in Government of India. Believe me, NIC is the technology arm of Government of India. I could not find a single technocrat supporting this idea in 2017. It took 3 years for them to come up with a center of excellence in blockchain technology.
Hello everyone. So here we have gathered with very eminent personality among us, and that is Shri Ajay Singh, Additional Secretary Rank Officer of Indian Civil Account Services. And well, he is an expert in blockchain technology and its applications. So the purpose of this session is to simplify this revolutionary technology, which has potential but also has certain blocks, I would say. Right? Let us see whether we are able to understand the technology and its applications from Sir. Sir, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Himanshu. Technological innovations keep happening, and there are many jargons which are floated around, and there are certain things which are treated as arrived. The way computers came, the way internet came. Similarly, a lot of hype was created about blockchain technology, primarily because of cryptocurrency. Nowadays, people are talking about AI. So there is a phase, but definitely blockchain has got enormous potential, and it has got potential to be used in virtually every sector, be it pharma, be it logistics, be it education, be it policing, be it record keeping. It can be used in a phenomenal manner to not only safeguard the records, not only safeguard the security of the items, keep the credentials of the individual who are transacting safe, and it can also remove the role of mediators which are there in between. I'll talk about it later on, but technology has the potential, you're right, and there are many misconceptions primarily because of cryptocurrency.
तो सर, अगर सबसे पहले शुरुआत करें बिल्कुल एक बिगिनर के पर्सपेक्टिव से, तो लाइक व्हाट इज ब्लॉकचेन टेक्नोलॉजी, मतलब हाउ, व्हाट इज द ब्लॉक इन इट, व्हाट इज द चेन इन इट, एंड व्हाट इज द टेक्नोलॉजी इन इट?
ब्लॉक और चेन दोनों को अगर ब्रेक करूं, ये ब्लॉक करने वाला नहीं है. ये जो इंडियन एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव सर्विसेज में भी आप लोग पढ़ते हैं, जैसे कि ब्लॉक लेवल होता है, विलेज पंचायत लेवल है, देन वी हैव जिला पंचायत. तो जो ब्लॉक लेवल है, दैट इज नथिंग बट अ कन्ग्लोमरेशन ऑफ पंचायत्स और विलेजेस. तो वैसे ही यहाँ पे छोटे छोटे डेटा पैकेजेस बने हैं. जैसे मान लीजिए आपने और मैंने कोई ट्रेड किया, मैंने आपको 50 रुपये दिए और आपसे कोई नोटबुक लिया. ये एक ट्रांजैक्शन है. इस ट्रांजैक्शन को रजिस्टर करने के लिए, लिखने के लिए कहा जाएगा ना कि मैंने 50 रुपया दिया और आपने नोटबुक दिया। अगर इस पूरे प्रोसेस को, इस ट्रांजैक्शन को अगर मैं एक एनक्रिप्टेड मोड में लिख दूं इस ट्रांजैक्शन को, और इसको मैं कहूं कि ये मेरा एक ब्लॉक है, एंड सिमिलरली नेक्स्ट टाइम व्हेन आई एम ट्रांजैक्टिंग अगेन, say I buy 3 notebooks from you, so I have to write the credential of that transaction to differentiate between the first one and the third one or second one or fourth one. तो ये सारे ट्रांजैक्शंस का एक ब्लॉक बनता चला जाएगा कि ये मेरे और आपके बीच का ट्रांजैक्शन है, जिसको कि कॉमन पार्लांस में लेजर बोलते हैं ना, कि आपका लेजर है ये। तो ये ब्लॉक्स को मैं जोड़ूंगा कैसे? एक ट्रांजैक्शन को मैंने इंडिपेंडेंट रख लिया, अगर मैं, if I am not integrating them together, I will not be able to understand that what all transactions have happened between you and me. तो उसको जोड़ने के लिए टर्म यूज किया गया है चेन. So all the blocks which are put together through encryption and they are always remain intact, or they are always remaining, integral to each other. That is why it is called blockchain. And the name has derived from that word only. There is no rocket science. बहुत simple है, block and chain, and that chain is there to link it. तो ये नाम के पीछे है. थोड़ा सा इसमें जो टर्म आती है बीच में कि भाई हाउ टू ज्वाइन, एक ब्लॉक को दूसरे ब्लॉक से कैसे ज्वाइन करेंगे, एनक्रिप्शन कैसे करेंगे. तो विदाउट बीइंग टेक्निकल, इफ आई टेल यू दैट पुरानी फिल्मों में अजीत वगैरह के विलेन वाला टाइम जो फिल्म होती थी ना, कि भाई सोना आ गया है, अब वो कहीं रेस्टोरेंट में मिल रहे हैं, देना है कुछ, तो वो आके बोलता ना लाल गुलाब, तो सामने वाला समझ जाता है कि मुझे कोड मिल गया और यही आदमी जिसको देना है. तो सिमिलरली इन ब्लॉकचेन व्हाट वी डू, वी पुट अ हैश वैल्यू, मतलब एक आइडेंटिफायर होता है, उसके बाद आपने कोड लिख दिया, सो दैट द पर्सन हु इज इन फ्रंट ही विल अंडरस्टैंड द सेम थिंग. उसको भी ये पता है कि हैश के बाद अगर ये आएगा तो इसका मतलब है कि दिस इज माई ट्रांजैक्शन. सो दैट इज द एनक्रिप्शन विच इज डन इन ब्लॉकचेन. और वो जितना अच्छा एनक्रिप्शन होगा उतना ही सेफ और सिक्योर है. तो दैट इज द मेन रिसर्च विच इज गोइंग ऑन इन ब्लॉकचेन, कि कितना अच्छा मैं एनक्रिप्शन कर लूँ और कितने अच्छे से मैं इसको कोडिफाई करके चेन को मेंटेन रखूँ, उसकी इंटीग्रिटी मेंटेन करूँ.
ओके सर, तो सर काफ़ी अच्छा समझाया आपने, मतलब दैट्स अ वेरी गुड थिंग. एंड तो सर इसके अंदर देर इज़ ऑल्सो लाइक अ वर्ड विच कम्स, मतलब कुछ देर आर सर्टेन, लाइक देर इज़ अ डिफरेंट डिक्शनरी ऑफ दिस डोमेन, राइट? सो फॉर एग्जाम्पल देर इज़ अ वर्ड विच is like block. Okay, we have understood what is block, right? Chain also we have been able to understand, and hash value, for example, is one thing. So sir, there's this word called mining, and actually because it became important or famous because of this Bitcoin, that someone can mine a coin, right? So that phrase kind of like it stuck. तो ये माइनिंग क्या है और ये कितनी क्रूशल है? बिकॉज पीपल दे से कि बिकॉज ऑफ माइनिंग लॉट ऑफ एनर्जी इज ऑल्सो कंज्यूम्ड, ऐसा करंट अफेयर्स में वी कम अक्रॉस. तो लाइक व्हाट इज दिस माइनिंग एंड हाउ डज द कॉइन कम्स इन? क्योंकि अभी तक जो हमने बात करी थी उसके अंदर कॉइन कहीं नहीं था, तो अभी माइनिंग और कॉइन कैसे जुड़ता है इससे सर?
बहुत ही सिंपल है. जैसे इंटरनेट है, उसके ऊपर मल्टीपल प्रोडक्ट हैं, जीमेल भी चल रहा है, याहू भी चल रहा है. वैसे ही ब्लॉकचेन टेक्नोलॉजी है, उस पे एक प्रोडक्ट है जो कि क्रिप्टो करेंसी है. उस कैटेगरी में देयर मे बी मल्टीपल प्रोडक्ट्स लाइक बिटकॉइन और एनी अदर कॉइन विच यू आर सीइंग इन द मार्केट. द बेसिक फिलॉसफी ऑफ दीज कॉइन्स is based on, some people come together and write a code, and that becomes the code for that coin. Now, if any person can break that code, he will be entitled to become partner in that coin community. Now, no person can become a partner so easily. So, it is a difficult task. That is why it is called mining. If you have heard of big data, the data mining over there was that you have a huge, humongous database in which you are trying to dig and derive meaningful data from there. So the term mining was used there. But since cryptocurrency also became popular, though mining was not that significant, but the resources put to extract code were phenomenal. And that is why the mining word was used, and it is a kind of ethical hacking.
हाँ, मैं वही सोच रहा था कि कोई इंसेंटिव क्यों देगा उस कोड को तोड़ने के लिए? मतलब इट्स ऐसा लग रहा है कि कुछ नेगेटिव काम करना है और उसका रिवॉर्ड मिल रहा है। तो और इसीलिए आपने शायद से एथिकल हैकिंग बोला।
एथिकल हैकिंग का, क्योंकि मैक्सिमम जो हैकिंग पॉपुलर होती है, आपने देखा होगा कि ये कोई हैकर होगा, वो ही विल टेक कंट्रोल ओवर योर डेटाबेस and then he'll demand money from the owner of that database. Luckily, blockchain does not have a single database. So what happens? Somebody has made inroads in your logic and your programming. आपका has value को उसने कहीं ना कहीं compromise कर दिया है. Now, your system will not be crippled. You will still survive, but you will not be able to move ahead because there will be divergent view. Because blockchain believes in consensus. So there is one person outsider who has entered in the system. So you need to take him along or throw him out. Now throwing him out, generally blockchain does not encourage. Since the person has the potential to read your code, so it is always better to collaborate with him and develop further better code. So that is why this miner is also given some incentive to join hands. And in cryptocurrency, you can give that incentive. But unfortunately, in all other blockchain product, that kind of incentive is not there. And though you did not ask, but generally people ask this, that, why blockchain is not getting very popular. So primary reason behind blockchain not getting very popular is this. There is no evident, or, at the face of it, you don't gain much by mining or doing any kind of ethical hacking in blockchain.
So, sir, like you said that we are, let's say, 4 people and a fifth one has hacked, right? And that therefore he is made part of the system. So now there are 5. So are these 5 people called nodes?
I will make a small differentiation between people and node. Node is basically a machine or a point where business is transacted. Business means either data is transacted or communication is happening. So that is necessarily a server or a standalone computer or your mobile. So that is node. Now when I say node, necessarily your mobile is a node, but if you are sitting there in front of it, you are one person. If I am using it, I am a second person using same node.
Okay. So node, it acts like it keeps copy of all the transaction, multiple copies. Like every node is going to have a copy, and
every node will have not necessarily a full copy. Rather, necessarily it will have small packets. I'll give you a very crude example. जैसे मान लीजिए कि ये ग्लास का ट्रांजैक्शन हुआ, 100 रुपये में ये ग्लास खरीदा गया. Now this data may have multiple entries. Number 1, who purchased it. Number 2, from where you purchased it. Number 3, value of it. How much GST was paid. The bill number. All this data can be stored in one file. Now blockchain does not do that. Blockchain will generally, depending upon logic and the nature of data, it will generally break that into pieces. And maybe this data will be broken in 5 parts, and all 5 parts will be stored separately. And maybe 6th and 7th server will host a combination of all these 5 parts. So that is the way data. It is quite resource intensive.
तो अगर मैं नेगेटिव हैकर हूँ और मैं चेंज करना चाहता हूँ कि प्राइस ऑफ दिस पर्टिकुलर ग्लास वाज नॉट 100 बट इट वाज 150 रुपीस, तो वो एक नोड पे है कि लेट्स से इस वाले एग्जांपल में इट वाज इन वन पर्टिकुलर नोड. सो हाउ द सिस्टम विल प्रोटेक्ट, हाउ द सिस्टम विल प्रिवेंट मी फ्रॉम डूइंग दैट?
The moment you attempt to edit 100 to 150, you are tweaking the hash value. You are tweaking that string जो encryption को आप touch कर रहे हैं कहीं. It is so designed that a message will immediately go to all the nodes. That an attempt is being made at node number such and such. Now everybody has to either agree with that amendment, which is generally not allowed, or at least everybody will become alert. So system will go into a mode where it will start protecting itself. It will not allow any change in its own system. So even if you make 100 to 150, there will be copies stored in 6th or 7th or 8th server. There that change will not be allowed.
So decentralization is a power of blockchain's integrity.
Honestly speaking, there cannot be any better technology than blockchain, because this is decentralization to the core. Nothing beyond that is possible. And probably that is the reason why it is not getting popular. Because humanity believes in, controlling, having power in our own hand. Here it is in power in the hands of everybody.
तो अभी हम बात कर रहे थे कि अगर वो 100 को we try to convert it to 150 or anyone tries to, तो therefore all the members, right, would have to like agree to that change. तो इसको शायद कंसेंसस बोलते हैं, जितना थोड़ा बहुत मैंने पढ़ा है. एंड कंसेंसस के सर 2-3 तरीके हैं. एक बोला जाता है प्रूफ ऑफ वर्क, एक दूसरा है सर प्रूफ ऑफ स्टेक, और भी हो सकता है 1-2 और तरीके हो. तो ये प्रूफ ऑफ वर्क और प्रूफ ऑफ स्टेक, इसमें क्या फर्क है, एंड विच वन इज बेटर, एंड व्हाट आर द प्रोज एंड कॉन्स?
ये मैं थोड़ा सा कई बार जो है ना, जनरली आई गो लिटिल negative about jargons being used. Let us look at the spirit of the activity. Why we are devising all these kind of terms? Primarily because there is some difference of opinion in forming consensus. We four were agreeable to a particular kind of thing. There was no need for talking about anything else. Now there is a scenario where 100 को 150 करना है, ठीक है. Now 4 is a small number. Say there are 100 people. 75 say that okay, there was some mistake, let us accept this. 25 may say that no, we don't agree. Now what is the method of moving ahead in blockchain technology? So the extreme is, जैसा हर जगह होता है कि branch out, झगड़ा हो गया, अब तुम अपना रास्ता लो, हम अपना लें. Second method is through reconciliation. You agree. Either those 25 who are not agreeing, they also agree by devising a middle path. So these are the methods through which this technology works. And now different terms are used for that. But at the end of the day, what matters is that it is necessarily a consensus-driven tool and consensus-driven technology. And it is always better to have consensus. If you're not having consensus, then branching out is the better alternative rather than compromising the data, because then you are compromising the entire concept.
So in this consensus, from a very uninitiated perspective, so please mind my ignorance or naivety. Is it like 75 people are going to reach a consensus, or it is like machines will be reaching a consensus? Because usually in any transaction, two parties are involved. If I go to like very small transaction, 2 parties are involved. Let's say a buyer and a seller, or let's say if I go to a Amazon website and I purchase something, so again 2 parties are involved. So when it comes to consensus, that whether something was right or something is wrong, so like 2 people are involved. So what will be such a scenario where let's say 75 people or 75 machines would have to agree that this particular change is correct or incorrect, and the person who is amending that change, maybe he is also providing some additional proof which has come up, right, to modify that particular record. So is it like machines will be doing that verification that the new information which this person has submitted, that information is correct information, therefore let us change this. Or it will be like a set of people, like application wise, how does this consensus thing works?
You have raised a very thought-provoking thing. It is basically leading us to AI. But as of now, blockchain technology believes that there is some individual behind the node, but there is no necessity as such. It can be AI tool also which can handle all this. And when we talk of consensus through node, whether it is person behind that node or machine behind that node. But as of now, if you read any literature, primarily it is individuals who are reaching to a consensus. All these miners, they are doing mining, and there is somebody who is behind this. Though he is taking help of supercomputers also in many cases, and energy guzzlers are also involved, but there is some individual. The smart contract is one way of deploying machine to take care of all this, whatever.
Smart contract, yes.
अज्यूम करें आप कि आपका और मेरा एक एग्रीमेंट हुआ कि ये ग्लास 100 रुपीज़ में आप मुझे देंगे, और द मोमेंट यू विल डिलीवर इट, मेरे क्वालिटी कंट्रोल के हैं, ये चेक करेंगे कि हाँ आ गया, वही ग्लास है विच वॉज देयर इन दी कॉन्ट्रैक्ट. सो वी एंटर इनटू अ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट where all the terms will be defined. What kind of glass you will supply, what kind of inspection process will be there, what kind of money I will pay you, when I will pay you. So all the incidences of dispatch, delivery, receipt and payment is defined in some document. Earlier we were doing it physically. Now if you do it through computerized controlled network or mechanism, that is smart contract. So what will happen? The moment I place an order through smart contract, we both agreed on certain things, that condition has been notified to you and I am also a party to it. Now the moment you supply that glass, it will go to him. It has been defined that he will certify. He certifies. Now it has been defined that once he certifies, then it is my obligation to pay you. So now I'll pay. In ideal scenario, my wallet will be debited, auto debited. The money will go to you. There is no involvement of human other than the person who is dispatching and the person who is receiving. Beyond that, there is no human interface. All the middlemen, अगर आप थोड़े crude sense में देखें, पूरा insurance, पूरा banking, it is nothing but middleman. आपका पैसा है, आपने बैंक में डाला हुआ है, मैं लोन लेने जाता हूँ, I am not in touch with you. That is why I contact a middleman. In the case of blockchain scenario, that middleman is eliminated. Brokers of land deals, land record, सारे के सारे जितने भी आपका MCD हो या डेथ बर्थ सर्टिफिकेट का रजिस्ट्रेशन के लिए, why we go to an agency? That is a middleman. अगर मेरा सिस्टम इतना अच्छा होता कि I write on computer and it is evidence based and there is a mechanism to validate it, then there is no need to have a middleman. Why to have a battery or hierarchy of people to accept your paper, validate it, stamp it and do all this thing.
अब तो सर आप डरा रहे हो उधर, मतलब अभी तक तो हम सुनते थे कि AI जॉब्स को कम करेगा, अब ब्लॉकचेन में आप बता रहे हो कि नो मिडिल मैन आर रिक्वायर्ड, स्टैम्प करने वाले हुए सब लोग नहीं, तो मतलब is it a potential negative that this AI and blockchain, this combination, it will make need for less human labor in the different kind of systems?
I think if you read any platform or any book, virtually everywhere people say that technology will throw out people jobless in a particular sector, but it will create opportunities in some other sector. Same thing is here also. Why we are so fanciful about some work being done by humans only? Why that human cannot do something better? अगर वही लॉजिक लगाएं तो कैलकाटा में वो हाथ से ठेला चलाने वाला भी वो भी काम कर रहा था. But we decided to give him something better. Similarly, I'll give you a very funny example. When in 1996-97, many of you were not born during that time, so probably you'll not be able to appreciate that. But there was a time when Government of India decided to computerize offices. There was huge resistance from Kolkata. Virtually every metro accepted that, except Kolkata. They said, no, cholbe na. It will take away our jobs, तो ये नहीं चलने देंगे. To the extent that people kept the computers locked in the room, they did not allow it to open. But gradually after 1 year, 2 years, they fell in line, and you know that no job was lost. Rather, we have more number of people who are servicing the computer, more number of people who are supplying software. Similarly here also, the kind of technology which is being talked about, it has enormous potential for developing encryption, servicing, creating databases, distributed ledgers, monitoring of distributed ledgers. So huge potential is there, and that is more intelligent work than somebody putting a stamp and looking at your paper and then giving you a receipt.
So therefore, it would not be as much of a threat to employment, but definitely this combination of AI and blockchain seems to be very revolutionary overall. That is, it is going to be an era of big change in multiple sectors. That is, a lot of churning is going to take place, right? Many types of jobs are going to get created, many types of jobs are going to get destroyed. Is that view right?
Yeah, very, very right. In fact, if you take my honest opinion, I personally believe that this technology is the biggest disruptor of this millennium, and it has the potential to transform the kind of work which we have been doing.
At par with AI, you're saying?
I'll say better than AI. AI is a tool. This is a technology. AI, there is nothing called AI. You're just using some tool to extract data or analyze data, and whatever is there, you are trying to redevelop or further improve. It is not a disruptive technology. It is progressive growth. There is a new technology which has emerged from nowhere.
Is having a cryptocurrency like compulsory for incentivizing people to adopt blockchain? Or like if there is no cryptocurrency or no incentive, then why would people make investment in so many servers? So like, what do you think are the potential solutions to?
That is the biggest worry, because there are certain things which are very good, but at times there is no taker for that because it has arrived before time.
But why are they no takers? What are like the limitations of this blockchain technology?
Because blockchain technology per se talks about decentralizing, having decentralized ledger, giving control to all the nodes, all the people who are associated in the process. Now tell me, who in today's context is willing to part with his power? Any database administrator, if he is controlling a camera, he'll like to control his camera, he'll like to keep all the pictures with him. He'll not like to just give it away to anybody to use it or misuse it. All the databases have a concept of centralized administrator. That person is the key in the organization. He'll never like to decentralize. All the IT experts are experts of centralized knowledge base. So in that scenario, you're talking of decentralizing. It is complete 180-degree departure. It is not gradual, कि 10 degree कर दिया, 15 कर लिया, 20. It is complete departure. And that is why it is very, very challenging. I handled a couple of projects in Government of India. Believe me, NIC is the technology arm of Government of India. I could not find a single technocrat supporting this idea in 2017. It took 3 years for them to come up with a center of excellence in blockchain technology. But that center of excellence is also outside NIC's main core activity. So that is the major challenge in any organization. Somebody is controlling the database, somebody is owner. Here suddenly you say that nobody is owner. Now who will invest in a product where it is not known that I am owner or you owner?
So, do you think that this is the major issue, or there are some other factors also like energy consumption, or the being a very resource incentive, the kind of like a lot of semiconductor resources, a lot of other such resources would be required. So, do you think that much amount electricity consumption? So, are they also hurdles, or
You're right, you're right. But initially, if you look at the, why a lot of energy is required, because as I gave the crude example of, storing your data in parts and storing it at multiple servers. So keeping all the servers alive, running all the time is definitely a resource intensive thing. But looking at the kind of benefits which are derived from this, it is worth taking, number one. Number two, as of now, or I'll not say as of now, but about 5 years back, the kind of encryption which was used and now the kind of encryption which are being used, they are phenomenally different. Once you start using it or deploying the tools of blockchain technology, research will happen, systems will become faster. Right now, not much research is happening. That is why systems are archaic. It is almost like solar panel. आपने देखा इंडिया में, all the solar panels were designed in Europe. There the ambient temperature is around 28-29 degree max. So they have been designed to give maximum power at 28-29 degree. In our case, it goes to 40 degree. So it goes down. The power generation goes suddenly down. We did not do any research for almost 10-15 years. अब जाके हुआ है. So similarly, here also a lot of research is needed, and it will bring down the prices. Definitely bring down the prices. And as far as mining is concerned, that is almost a thing which cannot be ignored. And there are people who are sitting with loads of money and all, so they'll definitely keep on trying to disrupt the systems. But I am talking of blockchain technology, not the cryptocurrency. All these miners are active in cryptocurrency.
because there is incentive of money is one out there. So, sir, the government can take lead in that, and you mentioned that the government of India has also tried to deploy this blockchain. So, whatever be the progress, but what is the vision of use of blockchain for providing good governance services, and what all can be the different applications which can by the government, either within or for service delivery to the people of India?
Yeah, a lot of work has been done by state governments, especially in land record. Lot many projects have also been done in scholarship distribution in Maharashtra, Telangana, Andhra. But land record is, maintenance of land record is one area which has which is sold like hotcake. So everybody is doing that, and that is really doing wonders. In Government of India, there are multiple projects being undertaken by Ministry of Electronics and IT. There is a white paper, a very good concept paper also published by MeitY. It's almost like a compendium of the vision of Government of India in blockchain. RBI constituted a committee sometime around, I think, 2018 or 2009. I'm not very good at numbers. So they constituted a committee where the bankers were asked to come together so that they can do transactions without depending on intermediaries. And that is one area which will give us a lot of dividend. Right now, all the transactions, if you are settling your account in dollar within Indian bank, then also you have to route through SWIFT. आपको USA जाना पड़ता है, and you pay huge money for that. जबकि अगर ब्लॉकचेन होता तो यहीं पे सेटल हो जाता. What is the need of going out? तो ब्लॉकचेन तो नहीं हुआ है, but something has been tried. Similarly, blockchain based product 16 banks ने मिलकर अभी कुछ किया है, some experimentation they have done. But Government of India is doing many projects.
आम जनता को कैसे इसका कुछ आभास या फ़ायदा हो सकता है कि अच्छा ब्लॉकचेन ने उनकी जो रोज़मर्रा की ज़िंदगी है अपार्ट फ्रॉम लैंड रिकॉर्ड्स, जैसे लैंड रिकॉर्ड्स में दिस इज़ वेरी बिग कॉन्फिडेंस बूस्टर दैट माय लैंड रिकॉर्ड विल नॉट बी फर्स्ट एंड देयरफॉर दैट सिक्योरिटी ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी इज़ कमिंग. So apart from this, sir, what can be the application? For example, a lot of certificates are required for different examinations and different things. So therefore, our degrees, right? They will be very very secure, unforgeable. That can be like a small thing.
अभी unfortunately, if you look at, as I told you, the entire mindset of all technocrats is to have a centralized database. So we have DigiLocker, we have all these kind of products, UIDI. All these are centralized databases with multi-layer security protocol. So we keep adding firewalls to ensure that nobody breach that database. A lot of work has been done to bring it to blockchain, but actually not many projects have still been concluded. But pilots have been done in many cases. State governments have done. Primarily, a lot of work is happening on record keeping, not on actual use or logistics or things like that. अभी एक प्रोजेक्ट हुआ है जिसमें इलेक्शंस में दे आर ट्राइंग टू यूज इट, सो दैट विल बी अ गेम चेंजर.
उससे सर वोटिंग मतलब कैसे क्या फ़र्क पड़ेगा सर, उससे इलेक्शन में कैसे यूज़ कर?
अभी जैसे जो आता है ना कि ईवीएम हैक कर लिया, दो इट इज़ इल फाउंडेड, बट देयर इज समबडी हु इज कंट्रोलिंग इट. बीईएल में बन के आता है रास्ते में, पीपल आर ब्रिंगिंग इट एंड after multiple checks it is going, but still people have doubts about it. But if you deploy blockchain, then you will cast the vote. The moment you cast the vote, that has gone through encrypted mode. I will not come to know of your vote being casted to which party or not, but I will definitely come to know of time and other attribute which has been defined. Now once you have cast the vote, if somebody will attempt to make any change there, he has to change the hash value, and then it will become almost like a public news in the entire network. And we are talking of elections where we have, permission network where thousands and lakhs of people will be there.
So that's a very good way to think that the credibility of the government institutions, right? It is already very good in India. It will become further, better. That is, like one of the very positive, impact of blockchain one can think of.
You are right. Unlike public perception about government, since I am in government, so and you have also been in government, so government is not like individual controlled. There are so many systems, so many layers. Corrupting that entire layer is really.
तो वो मुझे कभी कभी गवर्नमेंट सिस्टम को देख लगता था कि वो अभी खुद ही में ही एक ब्लॉकचेन है. मतलब उसमें भी कोई चीज़ें चेंज करना इतना आसान नहीं है, उसमें मल्टीपल नोड्स हैं, ऑल्दो वो सब चीज़ें ऑफलाइन हैं, तो क्रेडिबिलिटी और मतलब पब्लिक परसेप्शन में भी और बेहतर हो जाएगी विद रिस्पेक्ट टू ब्लॉकचेन. तो और कोई सर एप्लीकेशन इसका सप्लाई चेन मैनेजमेंट में?
सबसे अच्छा जो एग्जाम्पल है अभी ग्लोबली, that is about putting virtually every source in a material, a raw material which is coming to manufacture a medicine, where from that basic material is coming. If you bring that in blockchain, you know who is the supplier, what kind of sourcing he is doing, what kind of control mechanism he has to ensure that quality is right and how it has been transported. If you put the entire ecosystem in blockchain, then the spurious medicines which may crop in or get into the system will definitely be a remote possibility. So a lot of work has been done in medicine.
So certification तो काफ़ी अच्छी चीज़ होगी इसमें सर, जैसे फूड सेफ्टी के हिसाब से भी, फूड सेफ्टी में भी if there is a certificate which was ultimately derived because of evidences based in blockchain, so therefore that will be like a peak of the certification.
अभी जैसे आप देखिए एक फैड है अपने यहाँ ना, सब लोग ऑर्गेनिक की बात करते हैं. नाउ वी बाई ऑर्गेनिक just because we believe in some brand Other than that, I really don't know who has supplied, whether he is actually organic, non-organic. The person may be doing organic thing, but the ingredient which he is using, that may be inorganic. If I use blockchain, then I can have a look at the entire chain, who has contributed, and that will make system very, very democratic. Now I know third layer, fourth layer, one can go and inspect also at times and find out whether he is actually using organic method or not. So it has revolutionary, things which are there in store. I'm very hopeful that sooner or later it will come to the fore.
So one last question from my side. The question surrounds around the issue of interoperability. So, for example, if there is one organization, let's say Amazon, which uses a particular type of blockchain technology or infrastructure, and then there is connected but another organization or another mini ecosystem which uses another type of blockchain system, then interoperability will become an issue, or it is not an issue?
It is definitely an issue, but it will not remain an issue if it becomes popular. आपको आई डोंट नो वेदर यू रिमेंबर दैट और नॉट, जब मोबाइल पे इंटरनेट नहीं था, when it came, somebody has to write the internet protocol. एक global companies की there was a committee constituted which developed this protocol. Why they developed? Because everybody was talking in different language. As late as 2000 तक में chargers were having different kind of lead.
Yes.
So somebody made some effort. Similarly here also interoperability will be handled when the problem becomes so severe or at least recognizable. Right now everybody is happy or content with whatever little work they are doing. We have still not grown to the extent where we start talking of interoperability. But it is not a big challenge. It is not a big challenge. Ultimately, 2 bit में ही तो data जाना है.
Thank you so much, sir. It was a very good session with respect to the basics and applicability part, and I hope that our viewers they got a good sense of blockchain and its application. Thank you, sir. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
It was my pleasure. Thank you. Namaskar.